Hello everyone, this is part 21 of What If Naruto Had Two Bloodlines, and I hope you guys enjoy this video and to like, to subscribe, to share, and check out the playlist, to see more comment down below. Now let's start the intro.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
Join my membership, the perks are great. It's in the description. Be sure to like and subscribe, it gives me more motivation. Enjoy. Naruto awoke and was barely able to keep his eyes open. Realizing just what day it was, he dragged himself to his room to get ready and grab anything he would need. He finally got dressed and was on his way, but he was starting to have his doubts. If he had to face Gaara, a bigger monster than himself, then things would get bad, but first he had to face Naruto. To face someone like Neji Hyuga first, sigh, ha ha ha. What am I worried about? I can summon toads now, it should be fine. He walked on until he made it to one of the many training grounds. There he found Naruto. Hinata, how are you holding up? She was surprised to hear his voice and quickly hid behind one of the poles. Hinata, N.A. Naruto, I'm fine, but why are you here? Aren't you supposed to be at the stadium? Naruto, well, I just came to check out this training ground since it's where I've had some good memories. Hinata, oh, why? Naruto, nothing really, it's not important, turning away. Hinata, oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Silence. Hinata, did you like the fruit I brought you while you were in the hospital? Naruto, so that was from you. Yeah, I ate every single one. It was pretty good, the best fruit I've ever eaten. Hinata, really? Naruto, yeah, thanks for it, I was starving when I first woke up. Hinata, can I ask you something? Neji's a relative of yours, right? Hinata, why, yeah. Naruto, and you know firsthand how strong he is. Hinata, why, yeah, but, even though I couldn't, I'm sure you can beat him. Naruto, because you really are strong. Naruto, you think so, huh? Looks sad, well, that makes one of us. Silence. Hinata, when you cheered for me, I felt I had become stronger. After the prelims ended, I started liking myself a little more. To other people it may not seem like I changed, but, I felt like I was able to change. It was all thanks to you. Naruto, that's what I think. Naruto, really? Smiles a little, I didn't think I could really influence anybody. Hinata, well, you have, and I'm happy to have you around. Naruto, do you really feel that way? I mean, I may be kind of strong, but I'm not really that great. I act all tough even though I'm so frustrated from feeling like a failure. Hinata, that's not true. I've watched you train on your own, and even when you fail, you try again. In my eyes, you're a proud failure. When I look at you, I get an intense feeling in my heart, because you're not perfect, because you fail, you have the strength to get back up. I believe that's what true strength is. I think you're an incredible person, Naruto. There was another moment of silence and Hinata began to blush because she couldn't believe that she had just said that. Since she came this far, she figured that she might as well go all the way. Naruto, hey, princess, thanks, I needed that. I was feeling a little down, but thanks to you, now I feel great. He turned and headed to the stadium so that he could go through with his match, but he turned around one more time. Hinata, N.A. Naruto, Naruto, you know, since I've known you, I always thought you were a quiet and weird girl that was too shy for her own good, but you're pretty nice and considerate. I'm glad you're okay because I really like you and having you around. Hinata was shocked at what she had heard. Did he really just say that? Was there something she missed? Naruto, well, I'm off to the stadium. You should come and see me kick your cousin's ass like I promised. Since he is your cousin, I'll take it easy on him, but I can't promise anything. Later. As Naruto left, the words he had said stayed with Hinata. They rang throughout her brain over and over again as she began to get lost in them. Kiba, sorry we're late. Hinata. Arriving with Hinata's family, she knows fight isn't until later, so it shouldn't be a problem. Hinata was unresponsive and clinging to a post. Hanabi, sister, pokes her in the side. Still not responding, Kiba and Hanabi tried to snap her out of her trance, but nothing they did worked. He then picked up a familiar scent. Hiashi, Byakugan. He looked ahead in the distance to see Naruto's back as he made his way to the stadium. Hiashi, that boy, grabs Hinata. What did he do to you, Hinata? Hinata. Naruto had arrived at the stadium, but before anything could get started, they had to wait. The stadium had every seat filled with excited spectators that couldn't wait for the tournament to begin, but there was a hold-up. One of the participants was still missing. Ino, Sasuke isn't here yet. I wonder what's taking him so long. She, Tenten, and Sakura were sitting together as they had arrived at the same time. Naruto, what is he doing? Is he still injured? Sakura, that time, did he really leave the hospital? Or did something happen to him? Realizing her mistake in mentioning Sasuke around Sakura, Ino tried to make things better. Ino, hey, I know you're worried about Sasuke, I am too, but Naruto's fight is up first, so instead of constantly worrying, why don't you cheer Naruto on? I'm sure it'll take your mind off of, you know who, at least a little bit. Sakura, yeah. The Kazekage had arrived and had taken his seat next to the Hokage to watch the events. Third, you must be tired from your journey. Kazekage, not at all, good thing it's held here this time. While you're still young, the trip may have been too much for you, Lord Hokage. Maybe it's time you decide on the fifth. Third, haha, please, don't treat me like an old man, I intend to do this for another 5 years or so. He stood from his seat so that he could begin the tournament. Third, thanks, everyone for coming to the Chunin selection exam here in the Leaf Village. We will now begin the main tournament matches, between the 8 participants who made it through the preliminaries. Please stay and watch until the end. Before things got underway, the examiner showed the combatants a reformed chart of the tournament's matches. Shikamaru, what? I had an extra first round match, did that Dosu guy forfeit? Before they could get on with it, Naruto asked what was gonna happen if Sasuke didn't make it in time for his match. The examiner just said that he would be forfeiting if he didn't. With Naruto's question answered and the rules explained, it was now time to begin the finals. Everyone but Naruto and Neji made their way to an observation deck. Kiba, Hinata, Hanabi, and Hiashi finally arrived and took their seats. As they did, they could hear a lot of talk about how exciting it was to see a Hyuga fight. Hiashi took a little pride in this as he was proud that his clan was considered in such high regards. The only problem that they seemed to have was that he didn't have a decent opponent in the first round. Kiba, hey, these guys don't know what they're talking about. He may not look it, but he was pretty good during the prelims, in his match and when he helped me in Akamaru, he's probably gotten even better since then, this is gonna be good. Hiashi, even if that is true, I hardly believe that he could defeat a Hyuga. Hinata, well, he did seem to be a little shook up when we met, but I'm sure that he'll do his best and show everyone how great he is. Hiashi, she's still caught up on him, I guess she must still remember what happened long ago. Ino, though it's good that he made it this far, I gotta say that I'm surprised, though, I don't think he's going to fare too well against Neji. Kotetsu, but for that kid to get this far. Izumo, yeah, for guys that got this far on luck, it's the end of the line. Kotetsu, yeah, it had to be luck, with the way he was training, I figured that he was doing something wrong. Naruto and Neji stood in the center of the arena, face to face. Neji noticed that it looked like his opponent had something on his mind and asked for him to spill it. Naruto just raised his arm and Neji knew what it meant. How could he forget the vow of victory of the man that didn't even flinch from his attack? The examiner gave them the go-ahead to begin the fight. Neji, eyes of someone who truly believes in himself, there's no doubt, hey, that is what makes it all worthwhile. It will be entertaining to watch you fall apart when you discover reality. Naruto, right now, I'm having mixed emotions, part of me is excited to be facing someone that could give me a good fight, but part of me is so pissed that I just want to do nothing but beat the hell out of you. It's time to stop the blabbering and let's fight. Hiashi, there is no other who has received as much of the Hyuga blood, watch closely Hanabi. Kiba, you're gonna need everything you got to defeat this opponent Naruto. Does he understand? Close-range combat isn't gonna be any good here. Neji took his taijutsu stance and immediately activated his Byakugan. Naruto knew it would be a bad idea, but he wanted to test his taijutsu against Neji's. He ran at Neji and began to throw punches and kicks, all which Neji easily blocked and brushed off. After one such block, Neji made an attack of his own. Naruto saw this coming and spun to avoid it. He then attempted a standing sweep, but Neji jumped into the air. Coming down, he attempted to connect with a palm thrust. Naruto pulled a bait and switch where he let Neji think he would be successful, but narrowly avoided being hit. He quickly thrusted his palm into Neji's body, getting a close-up look at Naruto and his chakra system. Neji instantly jumped back because he didn't like what he saw. Kiba, what are you doing, you idiot? You're gonna lose if you get too close. Neji, what was that just now? It looked as if his body was overloading with chakra. What would have happened if I hadn't noticed it in time? Naruto, hey, what was that? I got you running and I haven't even gotten serious yet. It makes me want to play for a little longer, but because that could be a mistake, I won't give you that chance. Naruto smiled and placed his fingers across each other. Naruto, Shadow Clone Jutsu. 4 more Narutos appeared and all 3 reached into their pouches. Each pulled out a kunai and prepared themselves. Sakura, good thinking Naruto. Kotetsu, hey, what an interesting guy. Izumo, the Shadow Clone Jutsu, is a Junin-level technique. For him to be able to use it. Kotetsu, this fight is gonna be better than I thought. Neji, Shadow Clone, I see, his chakra is divided evenly among the clones. It's true that even with the Byakugan I can't figure out which is the real one, but in the end, there's only one true body. If you're going to come, then do. All the Narutos did as he asked and charged. They all began to zig and zag in order to confuse their enemy. Neji watched carefully as they quickly closed in on him, hurling kunais to make it harder for him. 2 Narutos went to each side and came right at Neji. They twirled their staffs, and simultaneously swung at Neji's head. Using his bare hands, Neji managed to block both attempts, but with his arms in the air, Neji left himself open to attack. Another Naruto rushed in while swinging away. A barrage of thwacks echoed throughout the arena as the Naruto staffs connected time and time again. Every time 1 or 2 or 3 took a swing, Neji would use any free limb he could to block, but then he would just be pelted by shot after shot. The pain of a hard rod slamming into him was starting to get to Neji. He no longer wanted to feel this and would attempt to put an end to this. Ino, I don't believe it. Naruto has Neji on the ropes. I wonder if he can keep it up. Tenten, it's useless against Neji's defense. Ino, what do you mean? Tenten, you'll see. The Narutos launched another assault on Neji. The first charged and swung low at Neji's feet. He jumped a short distance off of the ground only to be met by a kick to the chest by a Naruto that leapfrogged over the first. As he did, his staff was spinning around his extended leg only to be grabbed and used after making contact. Neji crashed to the ground, and once again a leapfrog attempt was made as a third Naruto set his staff onto his shoulder. The intense sting caused Neji to wince in response, but Naruto wasn't done just yet. Another leapfrog occurred, but this time it was 2 for 1. Neji could see that they both intended to hammer him into the ground. He instantly took action and thrusted his hands forward. The 2 attackers were forced back and disappeared in a puff of smoke. Neji was relieved, but he didn't exactly have the time to enjoy it. 2 more Narutos came at him. Neji reacted and used the 2 to catapult himself into the air. As he was coming down, they came right back hoping to take advantage of him being airborne, but each received a boot to the face. Still falling, but in an erratic way, he was open to attack and the last one did just that. Neji finally touched down and saw Naruto rushing in, twirling his staff over his head like a helicopter. As he turned around to face him, Neji thrusted his palm at him only for Naruto to bring his staff to his front, still spinning it. This turned away Neji's attack and allowed Naruto to take the offensive. Naruto swung the staff over his head and then at Neji who, in Matrix fashion, bent backwards to avoid it. He quickly popped up and attempted a thrust to the heart. Naruto narrowly avoided being hit, but tripped Neji up by slipping his staff to his tail and hitting Neji in the back of his knees. Neji buckled and with one swift quick, Naruto targeted his head. Neji dodged by rolling away and with a little distance between he and Naruto, they took their fighting stance. The crowd roared in excitement as they wanted more. Naruto, what, does this guy have eyes in the back of his head? If he keeps this up, I might just have to get serious. Placing out right arm, looks like you got me, rolls up sleeve. The crowd was astonished. At some point in that little exchange, Neji managed to hit Naruto without it being noticed. Naruto had a few marks on his right arm, indicating that Neji had closed his chakra points. Neji, you want to become Hokage, eh? Why don't you just give up? It would be impossible with this level of skill. I can see it even without these eyes. Talent is decided at birth. You could say that everything is decided when a person is born. Naruto, why do you always say stuff like that? You don't know what could happen if you just try. Neji, then, are you saying that anyone can become Hokage through hard work? Only a handful of shinobi are chosen for that TLE. Look closer at reality. Those that are assigned the title of Hokage are born with that destiny. You don't become it by trying. It is decided by destiny. People must live within their unchangeable flow. The only one destiny everyone shares, is death. Hiashi, those eyes, he still has a grudge against the main family. Naruto, so what? I'm never giving up. Again Naruto resorted to his shadow clone jutsu, but this time, instead of 4 clones, he created about 100. Neji, I'm not stupid. I already see through your attack pattern, you can't defeat me. Naruto, I already told you to stop automatically deciding things. Sakura, if he continues to create that many clones he'll run out of chakra, that idiot. Neji noticed that quite a few of them were pulling out more ninja tools, but before he got to check them all, they attacked. It was a stampede of zigging and zagging Narutos and it was all aimed at Neji. He kept his cool and watched for any signs of real danger. Avoiding as many as he could, Neji bypassed all the clones and attacked a single Naruto that was standing in the back, away from all the action. Neji, fearing having your points pressed, one body is doing the least amount of attacking. The more you attack, the more it becomes clear, you were hoping to tire me out and then take advantage. You're the real one. Hinata, Naruto. Kotetsu, it's over, crossing arms in disappointment. Neji had successfully connected with his attack and the remaining clones began to disappear, but for some odd reason, Naruto had a grin on his face. Neji tried to step back but was grabbed by his wrist. Naruto, that's why, I told you, to stop automatically deciding things. Neji, wah. Before he knew it, he was snared in a trap and the Naruto before him disappeared. He had been immobilized by wires that were held by some clones that had just jumped from behind some trees. In an instant he was struck by 2 Narutos using their staffs as they quickly passed by. More joined in on the assault, pelting Neji with their weapons. They then made a round TS. Kiba, yes. Go Naruto. Neji, anticipating what I was thinking and purposely having a clone stand out. Third, pretty clever, he's even been using his staff to keep from getting too close to his opponent. Kazekage, he appears to be good at setting up surprises. As the Narutos closed in they could sense something askew. Though they intended to stop their attacks themselves, something else did it for them. Chakra began to exude from Neji and the wire began to snap. As he was now free, he began to rapidly spin. The 4 Narutos, 2 coming in from the sides, 1 sliding in low, and the final spinning through the air, were caught in the move's wake and hurled. The ones blasted from the sides and from above were made out to be the clones as they disappeared and the real Naruto was left to wonder what happened. Naruto, what was that? Shaking the cobwebs loose. Neji, you thought you had won. Hiashi, how can it be? Ino, what the? Sakura, Naruto's attack should have connected. How? Hinata, cough, that was. Hiashi, rotation, the heavenly spin. Tenten, hey, that's Neji's defense. His field of vision with the Byakugan is nearly 360 degrees, he can basically see all around himself, and with the Byakugan, he can sense all of his opponent's attacks. From there Neji's defense system, rotation, begins. Right before the attack lands, he releases a large amount of chakra from the chakra openings throughout his body. This stops the enemy's attack. He then spins like a top and blasts them away. Normally, control of chakra from the chakra openings is difficult, even a Junin can only release from his hands or legs, one part of his body while doing a technique, but with Neji who has mastered the gentle fist style, he he can release chakra from the entire body and knock away physical attacks with just that. It's even better than Gaara's absolute defense. Ino, that's unbelievable. If that's true, then Naruto has no way of getting in a hit. Hanabi, father, isn't that Hiashi? Yes. Rotation, the Hyuga main family's jutsu. It's a special technique that is only passed down to the heirs of the Hyuga house. To master it on his own, what a guy, to be this good. Tenten, don't be surprised just yet, Neji's true power is just beginning. Neji, it's over. You are within the field of my Haka. Gentle fist style, 64 palms of Haka. Hiashi, that stance, it can't be. Neji stood with his legs spread, the left in front and the right in back. His arms were the same. Instantaneously he was upon Naruto. Neji, HAKKE, 2 strikes, 4 strikes, 8 strikes, 16 strikes, 32 strikes, 64 strikes. Neji released a flurry of strikes on Naruto and his chakra points. The force of the attack sent Naruto reeling across the stadium. As he struggled to get up, the spectators, and a few combatants, were in awe. Hiashi, a branch member, surpassing the main family, what natural talent, it's only natural for him to be a little more advanced than Hanabi since he is far more experienced, and Hinata isn't compatible with the Hyuga style, but for the brilliant blood of the Hyuga to be flowing within a child who cannot become heir, Hisashi, the true head of the Hyuga house should have been you. Neji, I have hit 64 of your chakra points. You can no longer stand. Struggle as he may, Naruto just couldn't seem to stand. Neji, is it painful? If so, you should stay on your knees before a power you cannot change and realize your worthlessness. Having your dreams come true through hard work is an illusion. Naruto slowly lifted his head, and with blood streaming from his mouth, he smiled. Still in pain, he slowly made his way to his feet. Neji, what? Naruto, not only for myself, if bushy brows and Hinata can keep going and never quit, then, I'm going to beat you, winces in pain. I told you, I'm no good at giving up. Everyone was surprised to see that he could still get up after the abuse he had just undergone. The spectators knew that it took more guts than brain to continue now, but if he wanted to then maybe they could enjoy the match a little longer. Neji, just give up already. Continuing won't change anything. I have no real grudge against you. Naruto, shush, shut up, I do. Neji, what do you mean? Naruto, why if you're this strong, why with those eyes that can see everything, did you mentally attack Hinata, who was trying so hard? Neji, it's not your affair. Naruto, insulting Hinata, automatically deciding she's a loser. Main family, branch family, I don't know what happened, but I won't forgive pieces of S like you who call others losers. Hiashi, he's sticking up for Hinata. It doesn't make sense when she's none of his concern. Neji, hey, well, if you're gonna go that far, then I'll tell you, the Hyuga's destiny of hatred. An extraordinary fight comes to a screeching halt. Neji tells his story. That will be all for this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and comment down below for more videos. Goodbye.